Hello, I just want to show you guys some of the features of the Geometry Wizard. Um, this software can do a lot of powerful things in CATIA in regards to exporting, importing geometry, and manipulating it. Um, some of the most common things that Geometry Wizard gets used for is the import and export of points um, in, in and out of CATIA. Um, and I just wanted to show you some of the features that are pretty common. Um, so we'll go ahead and connect to CATIA here, and I want to start out. I'm going to export this curve over here into point data. So we can select for our inputs. We've got different types here. If we select CATIA curve, it gives us this box in which we can go select a curve. And then these options here are pretty important. You can go through them and experiment with them and get different values for each of them. They're pretty self-explanatory, but I think the one I like the best is I do vertices and spacing between, or vertices and number between. But let's go with vertices and spacing between. And obviously you're going to get all of the vertices of a curve, and then you're going to have an option to tell Geometry Wizard how much spacing you want the in-between points to be spread out. And this is important because a lot of times if you're exporting a point, or I'm sorry, exporting a curve from CATIA, if you've got something, a fairly generic algorithm, you may just get, let's say a point every quarter of an inch or something like that. Well, when it comes time to this point right here, you're going to maybe hit here, and then you might get a point over here, but the chances that you hit the exact vertice are pretty low. But when you use an algorithm like this, you're going to get it. So we got vertices and spacing between. So our point spacing, let's just make it, we're going to make it 6.35. And then you have options to translate the geometry based on various axis systems. Again, this is where you've got some options to where you can use like a CSV file. There's different transformation matrices that can be imported based on your file format. For this example, I'm going to just leave it to none. We don't want to export it in a different coordinate system. But for the output, this is our export settings. We can choose from a number of different file formats. And depending on your inputs and your smoothing, your transformations, these options can change. And they can also be custom tailored. If you have a specific format that you need, that can easily be accomplished. For this example, we're going to use an Excel format. Make sure our export units are the way we want, and we need to now tell Geometry Wizard where we want to export. I'm just going to write over this example file here. Okay, and let's push go. Okay, it's fairly quick. Now we can click select my file. It's going to pull it up in your browser for you. And there you see all the points, right? So now let's import the points so that you can see what it has done here. So we're going to say do more but keep configuration, so it basically doesn't reset anything. Okay, this time we want to select for our input, I want to select Excel, and the format that we used was name and XYZ. Okay, and now this time for our output, we want to use a CATIA geoset, and it's set to build points. We could tell it to build a spline or a polyline. For now, let's just do points. And what am I missing? Oops, I forgot to import the file. There it is. Okay, now if you hover over this red chevron, you're going to see that it's imported 127 points. Okay, let's push go and see what it does. There we go. All right. So now you can see we've got vertices, like right on the money, and then we've got a consistent spacing in between. Thank you.